We are talking about matrix in mathematics and matrix multiplication. Okay, so matrix, calculus, and vector. So we can say that kind of advanced mathematics or modern mathematics, they sit on top of it. Like if I see calculus, then we can calculate the addition at any moment, means between two ranges, any moment. Okay, vector has a strength and direction. So if we are talking about kind of something that has direction and something that has energy, okay, then we go for vector. What about matrix? Why matrix comes into the picture? Matrix multiplication. What is matrix? Okay, so can we think of a situation like there is input and there is output. My left side is input and right side is output. Now input is connected to output. Okay, that is very nice. Input is connected to output. What about input is not connected to output and there is a media in between? So input, output, and there is a media in between. Now, if I have 1 volt as input and media changes it to 0.75 volt, okay, or there is attenuation factor of 0.75, then 1 into 0.75, that will come to 0.7, that is reaching to the output. So if input is kind of meets the in between kind of a median and there is a kind of scaling in the input, then there is a calculation. Now input is not equal to output, or output is not equal to input. So output is input into the media attenuation. Like I am transmitting a signal and in between there is a media, and how much we are receiving, that depends upon the transmission voltage and the media. How much media has done the either distortion because of media inertia or whatsoever nature of the media. The output is reaching input into media nature, that is the output. One input, one output. Input into media equal to output. Okay. Now, what about two inputs? One output. Okay. Now, output is dependent upon kind of both input. Okay. Can we think like now the media is some electronic circuit and input is passing through some logical way and it is going to output. Another input coming or going through some logical way and output. Or the media is kind of not same for both input. Okay. First input it travels through some media, then enters into this media. Now the first input into its media attenuation, whatever comes. Second input, its media attenuation, whatever comes. Now if we add both, that becomes the output. If I had connected two input directly to the output, like one is kind of 1 volt, one is 1 volt, consider series kind of thing. Or one is 1 ampere and one is 1 ampere. And if I make it output, it becomes 2 ampere. Now, suppose the input is 1, 2, output is 1, Now one input one, I can say x1, x1, x2, and output is y. And I can say attenuation of the media as m. So x1 into m1 plus x2 into m2 equal to y. It's little complex. What about now I have 4 inputs and they have separate attenuation and they are reaching the output. So now I can say x1 into m1, x2 into m2, x3 into m3, x4 into m4. Okay? If I add all, then it becomes y1. Or if I think about attenuation, the nomenclature what we are giving from output to input. Okay, so now I can say x1 into m1 m11 x2 m12 x3 m13 x4 m14. We multiply and then we add, then it becomes y1. What about if y is 2? We talked about there is one output. Now output is 2, y1 and y2. Okay, so input 4, output 2. Now attenuation factor will be 4 into 2, that is 8. So output 1, so will become y1 equal to m1, m11, m12, m13, m14. Then y2 equal to y21, y22, y23, y. Okay, so 4 we have to add for 1. So can we say that all inputs are connected to all our outputs? Okay, through a kind of a separate media attenuation. All inputs are connected to all outputs. Now, if there are x input and there are y output, then how many media attenuation will be there? X into y. If input is 4, output is 4, then there are 16 media attenuation. Okay, this 4 will go to 1, again 4 will go to 2 second, again 4 will go to third, again 4 will go to fourth. This means 2 into, I am talking about 4 into. 2 into 1 is not manageable by a human. 3 into 1, 4 into 1 out of the brain, not possible. So mathematics has many stages. One stage is notation, like we saw in integration. If I am calculating area, okay, then independent variable is x, then we say dx. And independent variable, dependent variable is fx, then we say fx dx. And if I have to find the area between any 0 to alpha, then I say integration 0 to alpha fx dx. If I have to find area between alpha 1 and alpha 2, a range, then we say alpha 1 and alpha 2 integration fx dx. Okay, so that is the name. So mathematics is, first point that comes in mathematics is notation. How we notify this? So if I have matrix, of this situation where kind of 4 input is connected to 4 output, let's say 4 input is connected to 2 output. Okay, now how we can specify? First, I need to specify input. I need to specify the media, and then I'll do multiplication. This is what we are doing, and that result into output. So this is the scenario. That comes as a matrix. There are 2 matrices now. One is input matrix. If there are 4 input, then I can say 4 by 1 means 4 row and 1 column. Now, if there are 2 output, then I have a matrix of 2 into 4. very specifically. If I have a matrix and it has 2 rows and 4 columns, means the inputs are 4. The columns specify how many inputs are, and rows specify how many outputs are. So if I have a matrix 2 into 4, then it says that the media strength is for number of input. To this media, 4 inputs are connected and 2 outputs are connected. Okay, so this is matrix notation. Now we said that output is kind of correlated multiplication and then addition of the input. Now if I have a matrix, the first row belongs to first row. First row, okay, of the matrix will multiply with the input, and whatever we get, that is the first row. Anyway, we are talking about the same thing. Y1 is M11 into X1 plus M12 into X2, M13. So if I see the row M11, M12, M13, M14, and if I see the input as a kind of a transposed matrix, and it has one column only, it is going to match. So if I see 2 matrices multiplied, I have in my hand or whatever is near to me, I see 2 matrices multiplied. I simply think that one is input and one is media, and if I multiply these 2, it would become output. Okay, so if I have a matrix of 4 into 4 and I have to multiply with a matrix 4 into 1 to generate 4 into 1 matrix, then I can say, okay, so I can say input is 4, okay, and I'm sorry, if I have a matrix of 1 by 4, so 1 output and 4 input, then I have second matrix as 4 by 1. Okay, there is specifies that 4 inputs are there and 1 output is there. If matrix is 4 into 4, then there are 4 inputs. Right side 4 inputs means if I have another matrix that has to be multiplied, then it will have 4 columns. Okay, and here now it will lead to 4 outputs. Okay, first one will multiply. Okay, second one will multiply. Third one will multiply, and fourth one will multiply. Okay, so it will generate output of kind of 4 outputs. It will generate. Crystal clear it is. So I have a matrix that is 4 into 4. If columns are 4, mean inputs are 4. If rows are 4, then these inputs will lead to 4 outputs. I have another matrix that is 4 by 1. Then if we multiply media into input, if I multiply, then it will lead to kind of to output that is 4 by 1, means 4 outputs are there. That's it. Matrix multiplication cannot be kind of shifted, means right and left, whatever is in mathematics. So like multiplication, if I do 3 into 5 equal to 5 into 3, so it's not possible. Now we understand how it's not possible. Media can be multiplied with the input, and media has format input by output by input. Okay, so if I reverse, then it may not suit, means it will be mismatch that input. If I take the kind of input that is 3 by 4 by 1, okay, 4 by 1, and then means this will become media. I have 4 by 4 matrix that is media, and then one matrix I have that is input. If I multiply this, okay, then it becomes output. Now if I shift it, Okay, or I can say like this. If I have my left side is kind of input matrix and right side is the media, it will be converted to this is media and this is input matrix. Okay, so this doesn't lead to anything what we are looking for. So it will be kind of a chaos or confusion. So matrix multiplication cannot means it is not the kind of both way like any multiplication because it has dimension and it has certain meaning. Now we are quite clear about matrix multiplication. Matrix multiplication is nothing but a media is multiplying to input to generate the output. What about 4 matrix, 4 by 4 matrix multiplying to 4 by 4 matrix? 4 by 4 matrix multiplying to 4 by 1 matrix means one set of input is there and 4 outputs is there. So 4 input into 4 output, that will come 4 by 4 matrices, and if I multiply both, then they will lead to 4 by 1 output. So this is what is kind of desired. Okay, now both are 4 into 4 matrices. What it means? Input is 4 by 4. Input keys can be 4 by 1, not 4 by 4. How much output it would lead? 4 by 4, 4 by 4 if I multiply, then I would receive another matrix 4 by 4. Each column is one set of outputs. So there are 4 set of outputs. Okay, so this kind of situation we can think like if input matrix is kind of so 4 by 4 is media, 4 by 4 is media, and media only thinks about how many input channels are there and how many output channels. If they are 4, 4 and 4, then it will have 4 into 4 matrix. What about input is 4 by 4? Every column is set of one input. 4 sets of input means in one go 4 set of data is coming, multiplied and received 1 set of data. Again, next time after some time, one more set of data is coming, multiplied with the media, and next set of data is output. Again, one more set of data is coming and getting multiplied, and 1 set of data is getting. Again, one more set of data is coming, getting multiplied and generating another set of. 4 sets of inputs are coming separately, multiplied by the media, and 4 sets of outputs are coming. So in one go, we are doing this. Means mathematics is powerful, powerful than whatever the competition we are. It is a big boss. Okay. Now, I have input, I have media, I have output. One media. What about I insert another media? Then output. Or I have input, I have media, I have output. One more media comes after that. What is the output? Okay, so this is nothing but kind of, we can say that iterative multiplication. So first media multiplied by input. Okay, now it becomes input to another media. So another media, and whatever we receive the output from the first multiplication, it will keep progressing. Now we understand that matrix is nothing but the media attribute when all inputs are connected to all outputs with attenuation factor in between. So that is matrix notation and matrix multiplication. What about real world example? So we may see many examples, but for now we'll see in kind of 3D OpenGL calculations. So where we do kind of translations. Okay. So I have an input like my hand is input, and there is a matrix. It passes through this matrix. It gets rotated. So media is like this. Okay, it does some kind of disturbance to the input, then it gets rotated. It really happens in real world in electronics communications, where signal may change its phases. Okay, not only the kind of amplitude modulation, but it may shift in the phases. It may add noise whatsoever. Now I have a kind of a model. There is a matrix, and it crossed the model matrix and it went up. This is what change it did. Or it became small, it got scaled up. Okay? So matrix characteristics, the media characteristics, that is very important. And that much calculation a human cannot do. So procedure by procedure we can do the multiplication and we can see the output. There is no worth of it. Okay, so million or billion or trillion dollar whatsoever, one phases of mathematics cannot be measured in any cost of money. Mathematics is the most precious thing invented by human. So one step of any mathematics or vector or matrix or calculus, anyway too we have seen. Now we'll see the magic of matrix. Means unmatched. You cannot match it. Okay? So that we'll see that how matrix multiplication really it makes sense in physical. That is.